The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from USAopoly.
Hello and welcome to another special unboxing episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad, and today I'm going to open up a very special game, at least for me. It's The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31 from USAopoly and Mondo. Now, this is a hidden traitor game that plays from 4 to 8 players. It's best played with 8, I think. That's actually the only way that I've ever played it. So let's unleash the thing and see what's inside. I was lucky enough to demo the thing at Gen Con this year, and when you demoed it, you got a couple of little goodies. So since at Gen Con I was one of the aliens, they gave me this, and if they were humans got this, just a neat little button, but this is a pretty nice little trinket to have. And then the other thing that they gave everybody for demoing was this really cool patch for the outpost. So I just think that was really neat that they gave people that for demoing it. So let's go ahead and release the thing. I'll show you the back here first, real quick. Not a lot on the back. Doesn't really give anything away. In fact, there's nothing on the box that shows you anything about the game. So they're kind of keeping that a secret until you actually open this up. So let's go ahead and get to it. And I will be honest, I have not even actually seen the movie, but it comes highly recommended from Tim Norris over at Grey Elephant Games. And actually, this just came off of the back there. And so that's what the real back of the box is, just some art. All right, so first thing we've got is new recruit orientation and regulations. So your rule book here. Just kind of look at this real quick. Tells you who everyone is. There's a lot of characters, and you won't use all the characters in a game when you only play up to 8. Tells you how to do certain setups there based on the number of players. You can play this with 4. I don't know that you really would want to. Like I said in the intro, I've only played this with 8 every time I've played, and that really seems to be the sweet spot for the game, which is kind of odd because you don't generally have that being the sweet spot without having that many players. And the turn, there's a battle example. You get to battle the thing. And I'm not going to go too much into gameplay because I'll save that for our review show. But we're just going to kind of look at the components right now. So there are a few different sideboards you get. So here is your escape sideboard. So when you go through the sectors and collect things, you're going to be placing those there to show that you've got them. Here is the another sideboard that we have here. So it shows you what happens when you fail these missions. It's like the first time you get smoke in the room, then you get a destroyed room, power out, smoke, and so forth. If you ever have 4 rooms destroyed, you lose, and then it tells you what you need for your rolls based on your levels. So here is the board, and it looks like the back of the board here may be looking like the patch. So there you go. Really cool. Like that distressed look. Really kind of adds to the theming. So here is the actual board all laid out. Nice glossy edges around the different rooms. Because really all you're doing is taking your players, your tokens, and putting them on the rooms and such. There's your escape helicopter. Every game I've played, I have always been on that escape helicopter, which is really cool. But you've got places for your different cards, your blood samples, your mission logs, and your mission discard, your supply discard, and your supply cards. And then you'll notice too that the numbers, or the rooms, are numbered in each of the sectors. So here's sector 1 here, and you'll notice it's got a little different shading. It says 1 there, and you've got 1 through 6 buildings or rooms. Sector 2 is the same, and sector 3 different coloring too for the different rooms as well. So that is the game board. So we have our blood sample cards here. I'll open those up. Okay, so you can get a good look at the back of the cards there and flip them over. So at most you'll ever have 3 imitations, and then the rest are humans. You are safe for now. Because what happens is during the course of the game, when you advance through the different areas, you are going to be putting another infection card down, so that will increase the imitations that you have. So you may start as human. In fact, every game I've played, I've always started as human, and the couple times that I was the alien, then I got this on like the second round. We've got our supply cards here. So you can see the back of that, and you can see that it's a very thick deck. However, you are going to fly through this deck, and you're going to be shuffling these multiple times, even though it's that thick. But this is all the different things that we have. So we have like basically a weapon. This is going to allow you to roll 2 dice when you need to roll a dice roll or have a dice roll. But certain missions will require certain items. So you'll be contributing things based on either what the item is or how many dice that it supplies. So you can see we have axes, we have flashlights, need those in dark rooms. Got a knife. That's not a knife, that's a knife. The Crocodile Dundee humor for you. You got the Molotov cocktail, which actually will allow you to discard and draw some new cards. So that comes in handy. It's also it's a level 2 weapon type thing. And then you've got the gun, which is allows you to have 3 dice there. And then you've got a bunch of these other cards. So certain missions will require a petri dish, but it adds no dice to your rolls. So whenever you're trying to get cards for dice rolls, you do not want to see petri dishes. But there's a number of those. And then there's copper wire. Again, missions require different things. There's fire extinguisher for putting out smoke and fire in rooms. And that's it for the items. Now, you also have a number of sabotage cards. Now, this is something that one of the infected is going to want to throw out there when they are trying to complete a mission. And you'll notice that there's certain things on the sabotage cards, and I think all of them are pretty different. Like this one says, Captain discards from their own hand a card with a minimum value of +2 dice, or the investigation battle fails. I think there's a number of those. Here you go. Captain discards from their own hand an axe or a knife, or the investigation battle fails. Here's an axe or copper wire. So there's ways to basically get around it. 2 people on the team each discard from their own hands the card with a minimum value of +2 dice, or the investigation fails. So there's ways around it, but sometimes when these occur, the people just don't have the ways to get rid of the sabotage. Somebody got to the blood. Investigation battle automatically fails. So there's one where it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 of those. So here's one. Someone on the team discards from their own hand a gun, or the investigation battle fails. So this really adds a lot to the game. When you're good, you probably are discarding these, but if you're bad, you're waiting for the right moment to throw a certain one of those in. Now let's take a look at the different characters that we have. Now these have different colors, and they're based on characters from the movie. The yellow are like your maintenance guys. So you have McCready or McReady. I'm assuming it's McCready. Like I said, I haven't watched the movie. You have Palmer, you have Clark, and you have Childs. So those are all the maintenance guys. Then you got your science guys. These are the ones you have to worry about, because every time that I've been infected, I've been one of the science guys. So it's like I was drinking some potion in my own laboratory. So you've got Blair, you've got Bennings, you've got Fuchs, and you've got Norris. Now, what's funny is when I played this just a couple weeks ago, I was actually playing with Tim Norris from Grey Elephant Games, and he was McCready and I was Norris. And since my name is Tim, I said I was the good Tim Norris. And as it turned out, Tim was the first infected, and he was basically out there. He let everybody know But the thing was, is there were only 2 maintenance guys in the game, and there were missions that required him to actually have to go, or the mission was going to fail anyway. So I just kept saying that he was the bad Tim Norris and I was the good Tim Norris. So neat little sidebar there. All right, so then you have the ops team. You've got Gary, you've got Windows, you've got Nulls, Copper, and that's it. So you can just see that when each player, when they're basically the first player, they are the captain, and they're going to be choosing the people who go on the missions, but they have certain abilities. And then you also have an area for your supply cards there. Again, I'm not going to go into the gameplay in this video. Check out a review video when that comes out here shortly. And then we've got our mission cards here, so I'll open those up. So we have a few of the reference cards. So there's 4 of those. And then here are the various mission cards. So this means that you need at least this many players or characters to go on a mission, and this tells you what you must have. So the captain is going to pick a 3-player team, and one of them has to be a maintenance guy. Here's where you need 3-player, and one has to be an ops, 1 player has to be a scientist, and it'll tell you at the bottom what you need. So in this case, this one says reveal all cards. If their total value is 4 dice or more, you pass. So I was showing you how the number of dice at the bottom of the cards show you what you need in order to complete those missions. That's where it is. Here's if you get 3 dice straight in 2 rolls, you pass. So there's different ones, and based on the number of players, you're going to have these increase. So here you need 4 players. Here's 4 or 5. I think 5 is the max that you'd ever have on a mission, because you could, in an 8-player game, you would have 3 that are infected. But you'll see that you start getting different combinations. You need 2 maintenance and a scientist. Here you need 2 scientists and an ops guy. Here you need 1 from each. So we do have some 6. So one of these guys, you're going to hope you're going to get these early in the game when you only have maybe 1 or 2 infected. Probably only 1, but that could be detrimental if that happens late in the game and you got to deal with it. So now we have other things that are going to come up, and you'll notice they have the same backing on here because these are kind of random events. So here you would get smoke in the current sector, a couple of those. You've got power outage. So just different ways that the game is going to randomly screw with you. All right, so now we have our last set of cards here. These are our item cards that we can accumulate through the different sectors. So here is the flamethrower, and it says 2 uses remaining. So whenever you find the flamethrower, you're going to have this face up, and then once you use it, you're going to have these abilities down here where you can torch a player and you can do blood tests, or you can get 3 rolls. So this one, when you use it, you flip it over and it says 1 remaining, and then this just gives you plus 3 rolls. So there's a couple of flamethrowers. There's some dynamite, plus or minus 1 to a dice pip, and then 2 uses remaining, and then you flip it over and you basically have the same thing. Whoops, let's have it on the frame here. You have it for both of those uses. So there's a dynamite, and then you have rope, and you use rope to tie somebody up so that they cannot be captain. So those are the special items that we get. And then we have some basically room markers here. We have the room destroyed and the power out. So these are just double-sided cards. On one side it's the room destroyed, you'll see you have that there, and on the other side it's your power out. So we've got our science team guys here, and kind of get a good look at them, nice and green. One guy's got an axe. And we've got our things. So you got your little things, look almost like crabs, that are going to be for your first 2 parts, and then you got the bigger guys that are going to be in the next part. And then also in that bag was the turn marker. Looks like an old 80s computer almost. We've got our different tokens here. I'll open those up. So these are pre-punched. So the first player gets the gun token. And then we have, I have these other tokens. So the numbers on the back here tell you which sector they go in. You can see you have smoke tokens, and on the back side is fire. And then when you flip those tokens over, they're either going to show you what it is that you are finding. So here you find the rope, or you find the thing. So that's a level 3 thing there. And then you have the room destroy tokens. We got our ops guys. You can see those. The sculpts on these are pretty nice. And it doesn't bother me that they're not pre-painted, because really the only thing that matters is their overall color, so you know which of the 3 teams are going on the mission. And then we have our maintenance guys. So you can see we got a guy with a dog, a guy with looks like the flamethrower, shotgun, and some rope. And then we have our dice. So it comes with 6 D6s. These are basically your standard dice here. They're nice, nice and shiny, and spots for that. You can see the inserts got spots for everything. So let me lay everything out and you can get an idea of everything together. So here you can see everything laid out. I've got the tokens in the various room numbers in the different sectors. And like I said, when you are successful, you flip one of these over and you see, oh, there is the thing. We get to fight the thing there. But other things, like that has the rope. So just generally shows you kind of where everything is laid out at. Like I said, here is the basically your progress marker. You got your things up there. And then like when you fight the thing and you successfully defeat it, then you can put that up here and you can put one of the little dudes there. And you'll notice you also have to find the rope. So if we find the rope, whoops, we would put that there, and then we would take the rope card and place it at another location just to show that we have collected it. And that is the thing, Infection at Outpost 31. We will be giving you our review of this very soon, probably within the next couple weeks. So check back with us then. But until then, we will catch you guys next time. If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.